Mayapur Gurukul Theater, let's hear it again for them. We have a wonderful surprise for you next.
Krishna. Today I will tell you the story of two young men in the midst of the hippies movement in America in the late 60s. It was a most troubled and degraded time for the American youth. But a new Swami had arrived in New York's Lower East Side, bringing with him a new way of life called Krishna consciousness. Now one day, our two young friends, Bill and Harry, were talking. If there's a God, why do we suffer?
Maybe he created everything, but now he's dead.
Yeah, or he's lost control.
But if God is in you, then you are God.
No. Life's just a dream. A kind of illusion.
Well, I've heard there are many gods.
Then between them, why can't they make life a bit easier?
My conclusion is if it feels good, do it.
And what if you end up in hell?
Oh, don't worry about me. My life insurance will take care of that.
Yeah, and if that fails, you can try your credit card.
Hey, Bill, what do you say to a few beers and forget the whole thing?
Sure, it's a deal. forget the beer. Let's try this.
Swamiji, can you explain about Kali Yuga?
Kali Yuga is 432,000 of years. So out of that 432,000 of years, we have passed only 5,000 years. We have passed only 5,000 years. The Kali Yuga has begun from after the death of Maharaj Parikshit. During the time of Maharaj Parikshit, the Kali Yuga could not enter. He was so strong king. Kali Yuga means these four principles: illicit sex, intoxication, gambling, and meat eating. This is Kali Yuga. Before the beginning of Kali Yuga, there was no such thing in the world, all over the world. With the beginning of the Kali Yuga, these things have begun. Illicit sex, intoxication. Now it is so spread that every home, every house, every country is full of these four principles of sinful life.
Everyone will fight. Nation with nation, man with wife, brother with brother. There will be no peace. Lust, anger, and envy will blacken the heart of every single one of you. Oh yes, we'll get you. We'll work through government leaders who even desecrate the holy places. We will establish slaughterhouses everywhere to butcher millions of cows. And then we'll make you work like asses just to fill your bellies. There'll be noise everywhere, and poisonous air. Food will have no value, and you will eat drugs to make you happy. Only God will be a little square screen. God, but only to get material comforts. And when you get them, you'll forget Him completely. And there'll only be hell on earth. Now, let me introduce you to some friends.
Lost!
How do you act, Lost? I'm most powerful. I sit in the mind and senses, and I drive you on and on. I will enjoy. I must enjoy. Day by day, I make you stretch your moral limitations. Till one day, you will do unimaginable things to satisfy me. But here is the trick. I won't be satisfied. I only burn like fire.
Envy?
In the age of Kali, I am supreme. Now hear my reasoning. God has complete control. He's the most famous and wealthy and beautiful. Now, I'll pervade your hearts and make you envious of him. See my ingenuity? You all want to be God out of envy. You'll even produce philosophies which make you equal to him. I will be absolutely, excruciatingly intolerable. Why, you'll even envy your own selves.
Anger!
You can't get what you want. You can't get enough. Your plans go wrong. People are interfering with your life. Somebody stole your money. Somebody stole your wife. Somebody smashed your car. Your computer fails. Your health fails. No one will help you. Your boss lets you down. The government lets you down. The weather's wrong. The place is wrong. Why aren't I happy? You see how I work? I'll start quarrels, disputes, strikes, revolutions, global conflict. And then I'll make you invent nuclear energy. And then I'll make you push the button. Don't think you can escape us. You won't. For I am Kali. And I am his colleague, Sin. And together we will slowly destroy everything good in every home, in every heart. For I am Kali. I am his consort, Sin. And this is our age, the age of Kali!
Prabhupada, how can we be delivered from such an age? What's the method of Lord Chaitanya?
Whom we shall worship in this age of Kali. Because according to different ages, there are different prescriptions. So, because this Kali Yuga is very, very fallen, everyone is a Shudra. There is no Brahman, no Kshatriya, no Vaishya. Therefore, the one prescription is given there. That Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama iva kevalam kalau nasteva, nasteva, nasteva. It is very difficult to bring one to the Brahminical culture, to the Kshatriya culture, to the Vaishya culture, because everything is finished. And it will be finished more and more. Therefore, the only saving platform is this Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama. Then everyone will be saved. Therefore we are pushing on this movement. Chant Hare Krishna mantra anywhere, and it is become practical. Even in Africa, in the village, where they have got so big, big earrings, they are also chanting Hare Krishna Maha. They are also chanting. So anywhere, we don't find any difficulty. Either you go in the interior of Africa or Europe, America, we have gone into, we are sending our buses and devotees with books in the village, in the interior village. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted it. Prithivite ache jato nagara adigram.
Hey! What are you all looking at? Huh? I'm a Brahmana. Do pranams. Hey, Jagai! These people all need teaching a lesson.
Hey! Listen to me. In this town, we're in charge. Me and Madai. And don't you forget it.
God is finished. Do you hear? We're God now.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama
This noise! What are you doing on my territory? Get out!
Madai Bhai, please give up your sinful life and just take to devotional service by chanting the holy names of Lord Mukunda, Madhava, Jadava, Hari.
Don't talk more!
He has wounded Lord Nityananda. Call for Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya! Lord Chaitanya! Lord Chaitanya!
It does not matter that you have hurt me. Still, I beg you, kindly chant the holy names.
No, Madai. He's a saintly man. Where are they? I will destroy you. Sunashan!
Dear Lord, your incarnation in this age is to deliver the fallen souls. If you kill these two, you will have to kill everyone. Please, have mercy on them. Jagai saved my life. He restrained Madhai.
Spare us, Lord! I beg you! We are fallen souls!
Very well. Because of the compassion of my Nitai, I will spare you. But on one condition, that you give up completely the sinful activities of intoxication, illicit sex life, meat eating, and gambling. And always chant the names of Lord Krishna.
Jagai, just say once, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol! Hari
Krishna 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 Hey Krishna 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 Hey Krishna 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 Rakshama Krishna 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 Pahima Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rakshama Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Pahima Hari Haraye Namo Krishna Jadavaya Namo Gopal Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudana Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
So, you are thinking of Krishna by chanting Hare. If with your chanting, the name, the form, the quality, the pastime, everything will be revealed. As we go on cleansing our dirty heart by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, and as we chant faultless, offenseless Harinam, Krishna reveals. Sevanmukhi jivado sameva surataka. By service attitude, if you chant Hare Krishna mantra without any offense, then Krishna will reveal himself. You cannot try to see Krishna by your speculation or yogic practice. If you simply, submissively, surrendering yourself, chant His holy name, there is no difference between Krishna's name and Krishna. Avinnatyar namanamina. People generally ask, what is the meaning of chanting this Hare Krishna mantra? We explain, chanting of Hare Krishna mantra means immediately, directly associating with Krishna.
श्याम निज दिन यशोदा विरंजन चंद दुलार श्याम नाम की महिमा गोवर्धन गिरिधारी गोविंद गोपाल हरि गोवर्धन गिरिधारी गोविंद गोपाल हरि हरे कृष्ण हरे राम भक्त वत्सल दयाल हरे कृष्ण हरे राम भक्त वत्सल दयाल दामोदर दर्प हरि दास हरि दास हरि दामोदर दर्प हरि कंसघातक मुरली जय जय जगदीश्वर जय 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 जगपाल जय जय जगदीश्वर जय 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 जगपाल श्याम नाम की महिमा श्याम नाम की महिमा श्याम नाम की
compassionate and saintly person. He is empowered by Lord Krishna to deliver Bill and Harry and all of us. Please accept his shelter and his kindness and always chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare.
Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Padma Bandha Mui Shabata Te Bandha Mui Shabata Te Jahana Shade Bhai Prabhupada Krishna Prabhi Krishna Prabhi Guru Mundo Padma Baka Ipete Gauriya Arana Gauri Ramadiya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Prabhupada
Jai, thank you to the Mayapur troupe for their fine performance. Allow me to introduce the performance in tonight's show. Kali, performed by Mahavishnu. Lust, Bhajendranath. Anger by Sarabhan. Sin, Vijay Krishna. Envy, Garuda. The mime actors Subendu, Surangshu, Debabrata, Malay, Nantu, and Sumant. Lord Chaitanya, played by Jagat Palan. Lord Nityananda by Sachi Dulal. Jagai Chaitanya, Toshan. Madai, Ganga. The old man, played by Garuda. The woman, Hemant. The Kirtan party, Brajanath, Badrinarayan, Achyuta, Gopal Krishna, Asit, Ishwaragati, Rakesh, and Muktidat. Krishna, Arjaman. Radha, Baswati, Gopi, Kakali, Nita, Sarmista. Parama and the peacock, Tumpa and Rinku. The deer by Piyu, Tuna, Tumpa and Putul. Bill was played by Gaur Bhagwan, Harry by Bimal Krishna, narrator is Murari Gupta. Ladies and gentlemen, the cast of our evening's show.
Read the technician.
I've been asked to read the TEDx's as well. Music direction by Itu Banerjee and Bimal Krishnadas. Music arrangement by Robin Ganguly. Costumes, Jane Alaman and Mandal Brothers. Light by Mr. Subayan Ganguly. Audio, Mr. P.C. Mukherjee. Recording, Arnab Chatterjee. Puppet, Aloke Dutt. Stage, Vinita Mataji. Concept design, choreography and direction, Kalyapani Das and Arjaman. Jai, thank you all for a wonderful performance. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Well, one more time for our wonderful cast tonight. Thank you. Just before we continue, those of you who might have been from Durban, South Africa, she's 20 years old. Her name is Pravika Nand Kishore. She started dancing at age 5, and her family joined the ISKCON community when she was 7 years old, and at that time she dedicated herself and her artistry to dancing the pastimes of Lord Sri Krishna. She has, in the process, mastered the Lucknow style of Kathak dance under the direction of her guru, Anna Patton, who was the student of the illustrious Briju Maharaj. And she took initiation from His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami. She is an initiated disciple of Bhakti Charu Maharaj. And as many of you may already know, the word Kathak comes from Katha, meaning storytelling. And Pravika Nand Kishore has brought us 2 stories this evening. And before we introduce them, she has just a word or 2 of her own that she would like to address to you. Ladies and gentlemen, Pravika Nand Kishore.
That was a mistake. Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances or glories to Srila Prabhupada. I would like to say a few words before I present my dance item to you all this evening. This year has been a very special year for me, for it is Srila Prabhupada Centennial. If it were not for Srila Prabhupada, today I have no idea where I would have been. When I think about it, it scares me. My dancing would have not served its true purpose, which is to preach the glories and pastimes of the Lord. Dancing the pastimes of Krishna for the pleasure of his pure devotees gives me and my dance some meaning. It would have otherwise been for pure sense gratification. Please forgive me for causing any offenses or mistakes this evening. I hope you enjoy watching the items. Hare Krishna.
The first of our 2 Kathak stories this evening is named Madhuban Me Radhika Nachare. Sri Radharani dances in the Madhuban forest for the pleasure of her Lord, Sri Krishna. Pravika Nand Kishore.
मधुबन में राधिका नाचे रे, मधुबन में राधिका नाचे रे गिरधर की मुरलिया बाजे रे। गिरधर की मुरलिया बाजे रे, मधुबन में राधिका नाचे रे। पग में घूंघर बांध के पग में घूंघर बांध के, घूंघटा मुख पर डार के, नैनन में गजरा लगा के, रे मधुबन में राधिका नाचे रे। दौलत छम छम कामनी दौलत छम छम कामनी, चमकत जैसे दामनी, चंचल प्यारी छप लागे, रे मधुबन में राधिका नाचे रे। गिरधर की मुरलिया बाजे रे, मधुबन में राधिका नाचे रे। मृदंग बाजे तिरकिट धूम ताता, मृदंग बाजे तिरकिट धूम ताता, नाचत छुम छुम तथई तथई तथा छुम छुम चनन छुम छुम चनन, क्रांधा 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 धा धा धा, मधुबन में राधिका नाचे रे। मधुबन में राधिका मधुबन में राधिका नाचे रे, मधुबन में राधिका। गरे मग पम ध पनि ध सनि रे सा रे सनि ध पम प सनि 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 ध पम प गम ध प गम रे सा। मधुबन में राधिका नाचे रे, सा सा सनि ध पम प ध प गम रे सनि रे सा सा ध गम ध सनि ध सा। मधुबन में राधिका नाचे रे, मधुबन में राधिका। ओधे नादर दिरता नीता धारे धीम धीम ता ना नादर दिरता नीता धारे धीम धीम ता ना नादर दिरता नीता धारे धीम धीम ता ना नादर दिरता नीता धारे। ओधे ता ना धीर धीर ता ना धीर 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 तुम धीर धीर धीर, तुम तिरिकड़ता का तिरिकड़ ता धा ने नादर दिरता नीता, ओधे नादर दिरता नीता, ओधे नादर दिरता नीता धारे धीम धीम ता ना ना।
Thank you, that was beautiful. For her second Katha story offering this evening, Bhavika Nandkishore will be dancing Tarana, which is comprised of techniques rather than facial expressions. In this particular dance, Tarana tests the grace, the strength, and the stability of the dancer. Bhavika Nandkishore. Thank you. Can I have a round of applause once more, please, for Pravikananda Kishore? Beautiful. Thank you very much for that lovely offering to Srila Prabhupada. Lokanath Maharaj? What's this? I found this on the podium just now. What is it?
It's offering from disciples of Prabhupada in Rome.
Oh, in Italy?
Yes.
Well, let's open it up. Can we open it?
It's easy.
I like presents. Don't you like?
Oh, this is for Prabhupada.
Well, I know that. You know, Srila... Oh, this is beautiful. Oh, Prabhupada a Roma, The Pastimes of Srila Prabhupada in Rome, Italy. Isn't that a beautiful book? Published by his disciples in Italy. Would you like to offer that to Srila Prabhupada, Maharaj?
Sure.
Thank you. You know, Srila Prabhupada was so thrilled whenever he would see one of his books published in a foreign language. This was the mission of the Goswamis of Vrindavan, to write books about Krishna consciousness. And Srila Prabhupada took this as his main mission. He did so much in his lifetime. Established more than 100 temples for Krishna consciousness, farm communities, prasadam distribution, Gurukul schools, preaching programs in every country of the world. And yet above all of these services, he always took the printing and distribution of the Vedic scriptures, the texts that describe Krishna consciousness, as his highest goal in life. And this was personally given to him by his Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. So now his disciples are carrying on in his footsteps, translating his books into all of the different languages of the world. And it may interest you to note that today, as of now, more than 410 million books on the science of Krishna consciousness have been distributed worldwide for Srila Prabhupada's pleasure. I think that's an amazing, amazing accomplishment. I have a very, very special guest that I'd like to introduce just before our main performance this evening by Hema Malini. Jayadvaita Maharaj, His Holiness Jayadvaita Swami, is, I'm very pleased to say, an old friend. I joined Krishna consciousness in 1969, but Jayadvaita Maharaj joined even before me in New York City in 1968 when he was 18 years old. Now let's see, that makes him, well, his first service and his last, everything that he's been doing from day one up till the present, has been working on Srila Prabhupada's book publications. He started by stapling booklets about Krishna consciousness and distributing them in New York City. Since day one, he graduated to typing and proofreading and then editing. He is editor-in-chief for the past several years of the movement's magazine, Back to Godhead, which now is being published in India. We're very pleased to say there is an Indian edition again after many years. He has been involved since 1968 in Back to Godhead. He has edited most of Srila Prabhupada's books, including the Srimad Bhagavatam, the Chaitanya Charitamrita, all of the other publications that have come from the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust. He spent a year and a half traveling with Lokanath Maharaj on Padayatra. He is a trustee of the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust. And today, he is our chief guest for the welcoming address here at the Centennial for Srila Prabhupada. Ladies and gentlemen, with much pleasure, I introduce to you His Holiness Jayadvaita Swami.
Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Sadakaya Chakshurmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Shayam Rupakada Mahyam Tadhati Shapadantikam Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Shaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. When I first came in touch with this Hare Krishna movement in 1968, one of the first things I read was Srila Prabhupada's introduction to Srimad Bhagavatam. There, Srila Prabhupada explained Krishna very precisely. And he said that the conception of God and the conception of the absolute truth are a little different. God means controller. And there are so many controllers. I have a little control, and everyone has some little control. Otherwise, the great demigods like Lord Brahma, they have great control. So everyone is a controller to some extent. And certainly, God is the supreme controller. But apart from being controller, absolute truth or Godhead means that He's the source of everything. Janmadyasya. The Vedanta Sutra says that now is the time to inquire, now that we have this human life, and the subject of our inquiries should be the Supreme. Atato Brahma Jigyasa. And what is that Supreme? Janmadyasya Yataha. The source from which everything has come. That source is precisely what we mean by Godhead. Then, what is Godhead? That Godhead is explained in the entire Srimad Bhagavatam. The subject of Srimad Bhagavatam is the science of Godhead. And their Godhead is explained Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavaniti Shabdate. Ultimately, Godhead is the Supreme Personality. And that Supreme Personality is Krishna. Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Everything has its cause, that cause has its cause, you look further, there's a further cause and another cause behind that, and still a further cause. But when we come to the ultimate cause, the cause of all the other causes, that's Krishna. Well, people are thinking of Krishna as an ordinary human being or a mythological character or one of many different manifestations of some higher principle. But the Srimad Bhagavatam explains that Krishna himself is the ultimate cause of all causes. Mata parataram nanyat kinchirasti dhananjaya. In Bhagavad Gita, we find that Lord Krishna says, higher than me, kinchirasti. Nahi. There's nothing beyond me. Because I'm the ultimate source of everything. Mai sarvamidam protam sutre manikanaiva. Everything is resting upon me. Everything is resting upon Krishna. Just as pearls are resting on a thread. The pearls are very beautiful, but they hang together as a necklace by the presence of the thread only. So whatever there is in the material world, whatever there is in the spiritual world, everything depends upon Krishna. Sarvakarna karanam. Because he's the ultimate cause of all other causes, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Unfortunately, the material world in which we now find ourselves is the world of forgetfulness of Godhead. It's the world where we're preoccupied with matter. And what to speak of not knowing Godhead, we hardly know ourselves. I'm thinking that I'm this body, I'm American, or I'm English, or I'm Indian, or I'm young or old, or this or that. I'm thinking in terms of this bodily designation. This is my self. Yasyatma buddhi kunape tridhatuke sudhi kalatradi shiv bhoma ijadhi. Yatirtha buddhi shalale nakarhichit janesh vabhigeshu shaeva gokara. The Bhagavatam says that this body is just a bag of material elements. According to Ayurveda, mucus, bile, and air, kapavita, vayu, are there within this body. So it's a bag of material elements, and still I'm thinking that it's myself. So one who thinks that the body is the self, one who thinks that the relations of this body, family members, are his permanent relatives, or one who thinks that I'll go on Tirtha Yatra, I'll bathe in the water, and that's Tirtha Yatra. But he never thinks about hearing the transcendental message of Krishna from saintly persons. He only thinks about getting some Ganga Jal or Jamuna Jal on his head. Janeshva Bhigeshu Sa Eva Gokara. The Bhagavatam says a person who thinks like that has the mentality of a cow or an ass. The cow is also thinking not beyond this body. The ass is also not able to think of himself beyond the bodily identity. And a human being who goes no further than this bodily misidentification is said in Srimad Bhagavatam to be no better than a cow or an ass. Unfortunately, the modern so-called civilization is busy advancing only in the bodily conception of life. So now the Back to Godhead given by Srila Prabhupada is Srila Prabhupada's prasadam, or Prabhupada's mercy. So rather than again offer to Srila Prabhupada, we're offering this magazine from Srila Prabhupada to all of you. So this is our first issue, and it's being published every 2 months from Bombay and sent by registered post to all interested parties. We invite you to subscribe to the magazine and take part in reading this message of Krishna, coming closer and closer and closer to Krishna, and not staying in this material world, but following Srila Prabhupada's example, following Prabhupada's lead, following Prabhupada's direction, going back home, back to Godhead, and becoming expert in the science of Krishna, so that each one of you can bring others along with you back home, back to Godhead. Thank you very much.
Thank you. His Holiness Jai Dwaita Swami. And I'm very proud to call him an old and dear friend and God brother. We have too many letters for me to read them all to you tonight. We have read already from the Prime Minister. I hold here letters from the Vice President of India, from the Birla family, from all over the world. People, the accolades and appreciations are floating in and flying in, and telegraph and fax and everything. Let me just say that there are 500. This is not the only such celebration. There are 500 centennial celebrations taking place all over the world today on behalf of Srila Prabhupada. Just see the expression, the outpouring of love for what our beloved spiritual master has done. There is one person who absolutely must speak to you very briefly before we bring on Hema Malini. Bhakti-Charu Maharaj has accomplished something remarkable, truly remarkable. And I will ask him to explain it to you in his own words. For a brief moment, if you would please indulge us, we would like to describe for you a wonderful event that will be happening every week for the next 2 years. And here to describe it for you is the producer, His Holiness Bhakti-Charu Swami.
Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschatya Dishatarine. A disciple's life revolves around his spiritual master. A disciple is supposed to offer himself unto his spiritual master at the time of initiation. At the time of initiation, a disciple surrenders himself unto his spiritual master, and at that time Krishna accepts him. Diksha kale shishyo kore atmo samarpan, shei kale Krishna tare kore atmo samo. Therefore, a disciple is completely surrendered unto his spiritual master. Whatever he does is for his spiritual master, and whatever he is meant to do is for his spiritual master. But still, in an occasion like this, in the occasion of Srila Prabhupada's centennial, all his sincere disciples have tried their best to offer something to their spiritual master, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Last year, around this time, I thought that I must try to offer something very special to Srila Prabhupada, so that people will get to know who His Divine Grace is. And I thought of making a movie on Srila Prabhupada. I thought people naturally like to see movies, and if we make a movie on Srila Prabhupada, then people will see and get to know about Srila Prabhupada. So I started to make some arrangements to the best of my ability to make a movie on Srila Prabhupada. Then one day when I was in Bombay, I was having a discussion with Srimati Hema Malini, who will appear on the stage very soon. And she actually told me that Prabhupada's life is so eventful, just one movie will not be enough. And she gave me the idea to make a TV serial instead of a feature film. And I immediately liked that idea, and I started to work towards making a TV serial for Srila Prabhupada. My means was limited, my ability was even more meager, but I saw when one tries sincerely to glorify a pure devotee of Krishna like Srila Prabhupada, when one sincerely
chanting the holy name of the Lord. Please say everyone, Hare Krishna! Hare Krishna! Krishna Krishna! Uselessly eating and sleeping, but Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, he was Gauranga Mahaprabhu's man. Gauranga Mahaprabhu appeared, Sri Krishna Centennial Maha came. Srila Prabhupada was Centennial Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan Senapati, who appeared in this world and spread message of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Namaste Saraswati Deve, Gauravani Pracharine, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, Bhajyatya Desha Dharine. We always offer this prayer at the lotus feet of our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, and we say, He is the one who has brought the Gauravani message of Gauranga Mahaprabhu all over the world. Today, amongst us, we have devotees of more than 50 countries with us,
the job of spreading the holy name to the other countries worldwide was left by Prabhupada Mahaprabhu up to the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, whose Founder-Acharya is His Divine Grace, is the Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada.
From nations all around the world, I cannot help but feel deep gratitude for Srila Prabhupada, who made this city worthy once again of being visited and appreciated by people all over the world. Srila Prabhupada pointed out on many occasions that Srila Mayapur is the spiritual center of this universe, and who can gain entry into Srila Mayapur without coming to Calcutta first. Srila Prabhupada's vision of a wonderful spiritual city in Mayapur was foretold by Lord Nityananda to Srila Jiva Goswami. এক অদ্ভুত মন্দির হইবে প্রকাশ, গৌরাঙ্গের সেবা হইবে বিকাশ. Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur had the same vision by gazing across the Jalavi from his bhajan kutir. We would like to invite everyone to participate in the manifestation of this temple of Vedic planetarium, for anyone who does so is sure to receive Gauranga's mercy. Sarvatra prachar hoibe more naam. Furthermore, Lord Chaitanya himself foretold the appearance of an empowered devotee to spread the chanting worldwide. In the Chaitanya Mangala, Lord Chaitanya says, I want to flood the whole world with the chanting of the holy names. I will personally preach and flood India with Harinam Sankirtan. My Senapati Bhakta, Commander-in-Chief, and flood the world with the
inspiring words. I am glad to know that the Indian National Society of Krishna Consciousness is organizing functions to celebrate the 100th appearance day of His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. His devotion and services to society will, I am sure, be a source of inspiration all over the world. I extend my good wishes for the success of this function. K.R. Narayan, Vice President.
Philosophers or scientists might be able to count all the atoms of the earth, the particles of snow, or perhaps even the shining molecules radiating from the sun, the stars, and other luminaries. But among these learned men, who could possibly count the unlimited transcendental qualities possessed by you, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has descended onto the surface of our tiny efforts today? He founded the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, or ISKCON, and brought innumerable conditioned souls, such as myself, back toward Krishna's lotus feet. We pray today to have a glimpse of the transcendental qualities of Srila Prabhupada and the significance of his appearance here in Calcutta 100 years ago today. 1996 is the centennial of many events. In 1896, athletes first competed in the modern Olympics. In 1896, engineers invented the first automobile. Although these events may seem significant, none of them have changed the fundamental problems of all living entities, namely birth, death, old age, and disease. Only the appearance of Bhaktivedanta in the Taligarh suburb of Calcutta 100 years ago today has in reality changed the destiny of the earth. In 1896, no one appreciated the great significance of Srila Prabhupada's appearance. Who could have known that this single event would become the fountainhead of countless auspicious events to bless the lives of millions of people for generations to come? Not of an ordinary man, but of an exceptional Acharya, empowered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and filled with love and compassion for all living entities. Srila Prabhupada's extraordinary life altered the fate of the entire planet. In 1965, at the age of 70, when most men had settled comfortably into retirement, Srila Prabhupada took it upon himself, the order of his spiritual master, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, to preach the message of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the West. At that time, despite numerous English translations of Bhagavad Gita, one could scarcely find one single genuine devotee of Sri Krishna in the Western countries. The so-called teachers of Bhagavad Gita neglected Lord Krishna's primary order, just abandon all varieties of religion and surrender unto me. In 1965, Srila Prabhupada reached America with just 40 rupees in his pocket. By 1977, Srila Prabhupada left behind a world enriched with thousands of aspiring Vaishnavas in virtually every country. He left us tens of millions of Bhagavad Gitas, Srimad Bhagavatams, Chaitanya Charitamritas, printed in dozens of languages. He left us hundreds of Krishna temples and a resurgence of Vedic culture around the world unprecedented in human history. The auspicious benedictions flowing from the transcendental fountainhead of Srila Prabhupada. Allow me to mention a few. When Srila Prabhupada was a young boy, he loved to cross Harrison Road in North Calcutta and pass through the arched gateway to the Radha Govinda temple. He would spend hours watching the beautiful deities of Radha Govinda. Later, his father, Gaur Mohan Dey, gave him his own Radha Krishna deities, which he worshipped faithfully. Before Srila Prabhupada, one could only find authentic deity worship in India. Today, because of Srila Prabhupada, you can worship Sri Sri Radha Govinda when you are in New York City. In London, you can worship Sri Sri Sitaram. In Tokyo, Sri Sri Gaur Nitai. In Melbourne, Sri Sri Radha Vallabha. In Mexico City, Sri Sri Radha Krishna. In Moscow, Sri Sri Gaur Nitai. In Germany, Lord Nishingadev. And in Detroit, where I was born, Sri Sri Radha Kunja Bihari. For the day to participate. According to the Bhavishya Purana, in such a ceremony, even a dog eater, simply out of curiosity, sees the Lord on the cart, he becomes counted as one of the associates of Vishnu. Srila Prabhupada astonished scholars and authors around the world by publishing over 80 volumes of Vedic texts within a few short years. At first he worked alone with a simple typewriter. Eventually he founded the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, which now publishes tens of millions of copies of his books each year in all major languages. Srila Prabhupada's books contain both the exacting scholarship of a great Sanskrit scholar and the devotion and realization of a great devotee. He has written for all of us in the modern world, making the words of Srila Vyasadeva both relevant and available to all. The Skanda Purana states that a person who keeps Vedic literature in his home has Lord Narayan residing in his house. Srila Prabhupada has thus installed the Lord in millions of homes throughout the world. As a young man in Calcutta, Srila Prabhupada attended classes in the Scottish Church College. Today, Srila Prabhupada's disciples teach the great-great-grandchildren of his teachers in ISKCON gurukulas around the world. These students learn more than reading, writing, and arithmetic. They learn austerity, cleanliness, truthfulness, and compassion. They learn timeless Sanskrit slokas. They learn to be devotees of Krishna, and they go on to excel in many fields of life. Scholars of Hinduism around the world have long appreciated Srila Prabhupada's books. Now Srila Prabhupada's followers are themselves graduating from prestigious universities such as Harvard and Oxford, with degrees qualifying them to teach at the highest levels. As devotees, these disciples of Srila Prabhupada are able to teach the true meaning of Sanatana Dharma. As recognized and qualified scholars, they are gradually undoing the anti-Hindu propaganda that has tainted Western academic understanding of Hinduism for generations.
The way that Prabhupada was raised as a devotee of Lord Krishna, and this way in the future the world will be blessed by having Krishna conscious young people and Krishna conscious new generations. Obstacles. এত বিরাট অবতার অল্প সময়ের মধ্যে এত বিরাট বাধা বিঘ্ন সম্মুখীন হয়ে প্রভুপাদ এই কৃষ্ণ ভবনামৃত সর্ব বিস্তার করেছে। এই অমরেশ বাবু এই উপদেশ আমাদের মনে চলেছেন প্রভুপাদের কাছে আমরা সকলে ঋণী। যেমনি এত জীবন উৎসর্গ করে এই আমাদের জন্য এই মহৎ সেবা করেছে। So today we've been hearing a lot about Jagai Madai in the drama, in the lectures, and we know that Gauranga Nityananda, they delivered Jagai Madai. আমরা তো জানি তারা জাগাই মায়ের উদ্ধার করেছে। করেছে। তাই ছাড়া তারা যে কেবল জায়গায় মানে উদ্ধার করেছে, যে কেবল মানে পাপি কাপি তা নয়, কত মানে উদ্ধার হয়েছে। রূপ সনাতন বা সার্বভৌম ভট্টাচার্য, greatest pundit of Puri, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, also Keshav Kashmiri, Digvijay, all delivered by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This house may have been Jagai Malai, and we are delivered by Prabhupada, but here Anandaya is the student of M.M. Chakravarti, that is Sarup Damodar Goswami. He also one of the leading disciples of Srila Prabhupada. And he was himself, he's a doctor in chemistry, and he's organizing the 1997 January World Conference on the Synthesis of Science and Religion. Highly character person like that. Prabhupada, many other scholars have very good backgrounds. Some of them were Jagai Malai. We shouldn't think that everyone was Jagai Malai. Prabhupada gave his message to people from all
नाम बोल देना, वहाँ लिखा है, एक भक्त है, अच्छा वहाँ पास है, उस पास जाइए। अच्छा ये सारा हो गया शॉपिंग
पूरी सर्विसेज राम जो आचार्य उनका नाम हम कर रहे हैं वो ऊपर यहाँ उसके बाद आकर अपना कलम से कर रहे हैं इनका नाम अनाउंस किया जा रहा है वो अपना कलम यहाँ आकर अपना कर ले लें श्री सोमनाथ
निर्माण किया गया है।
अंग्रेजी शिक्षा नहीं पाएगा। तुम दोनों ये हमेशा अंधविश्वासी और जंगली रहेगा। हाँ बिल्कुल, कोई भेदभाव किसी की भी पूजा करोगे जैसे कि वो आग में थमालना क्या नाम है उसका जो अपने आप को अवतार मानता है लॉर्ड विष्णु का? हाँ वही हाँ उस आदमी को तो हजारों लोग मानते हैं। यही तो मैं तुमसे कहना चाहता था। अगर मैं यहाँ पर तो आ जाना चाहिए। हाँ, वो आ गए।
आपके साथ?
जी नहीं, उनकी तबीयत ठीक है।
श्री राधा गोविंद की जय, श्री राधा गोविंद की जय। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम राम। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम राम। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम राम। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम राम।
अब अपने हाथ जोड़िए। ये विघ्न स्थान है, इसे कहते हैं अभिषेक। क्या आप मुझे मूर्ति के बारे में कुछ समझाएं, कुछ बताएं? ये मूर्ति नहीं है, ये भगवान श्री कृष्ण का सच्चित आनंद विग्रह है और मनुष्य को इनके रूप में बनाया गया है। इंटरेस्टिंग, आपकी ये सब बातें सुनकर मैं हैरान हूँ। इनको आप भगवान मानते हैं? इनको? ये तो सिर्फ एक मूर्ति पूजा है। एक पढ़े लिखे आदमी होकर आप इन चीजों में विश्वास कर रहे हैं, पर क्या भगवान कैसे हो सकता है? वेद शास्त्र के अनुसार यही परमेश्वर है। यह उनकी कृपा है कि वो इस रूप को धारण करके हमारे सामने प्रकट हुआ है। भगवान एक है। क्रिश्चियनों को जोवा कहता है, मोहम्मदियन अल्लाह और हिंदू कृष्णा, मतलब सबसे सुंदर। ये तो ठीक है, लेकिन इन सब में जीसस क्राइस्ट कहाँ है? ज्ञानी हिंदू की नजर में ईसा मसीह का बहुत ऊंचा स्थान है।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम राम राम। हरे कृष्णा
बात में है। तो बेटा
नमस्कार मोदी, ठीक है रजनी आ रही
तैयार नहीं आते
In Janmashtami, we are building, through this theme, we are building up certain characters. Like we are also showing the Indian situation at that time. When Srila Prabhupada appeared 100 years ago, India was not like the way we are seeing India today. Those days, India was completely different. India at that time was a British colony. And the British had a very, very strong influence on the Indian scene. And also, the British were monitoring the Indian situation. Like we will see through this character that some British people were very, very favorable to Vedic culture, whereas some others were very, very inimical to Indian culture. For example, you saw that lady. She is the wife of the Lieutenant Governor of Calcutta, and she was very favorable to Indian culture. That role was played by Leela Madhuri Devi Daksine from Mayapur. Is Leela Madhuri here? She can identify as well. And the Lieutenant Governor was played by Kalyapani Prabhu. Where is Kalyapani Prabhu? Hare Krishna, Kalyapani Prabhu ki. Actually, Kalyapani Prabhu is a brilliant actor. When he was there, please give him a figured out that in order to remain in India, in order to have their sovereignty and power over India, they have to divide the nation. And they created a distinction between the Hindus and the Muslims, and which led to a riot in 1908, and Srila Prabhupada was caught up in the middle of the riot. Anyway, that will come much afterwards. But the point that I'm trying to make is in this way, different characters are building up. Now you saw that the governor's wife went to participate in Janmashtami festival, but the governor didn't want to go. Now, there in the temple you saw an English man, he's Mr. Higgins. He is very, very favorable to Vedic culture. He's actually a devotee. And even those days, many Englishmen were very favorable to Vedic culture, and they were almost like devotees. That role was played by Prabhupada. And then there was this English missionary who just came to India 7 days ago, and he was again very inimical to Vedic culture. He's a missionary. He's a Christian missionary. He came to India to turn India into Christianity. So that role was played by Shyamananda Krishna. So although we did the shooting in Bombay, but our crew was from Mayapur.
Okay, we have another program at the stadium starting in a few minutes' time. Gurukul boys from Mayapur Gurukul, are they here? Gurukul children from Mayapur Gurukul. All those who are here? Yeah. Please. This is amazing. This is wonderful. This is all straightforward preaching right there. Anything with Hare Krishna, ISKCON. Maharaj, you are here? But he could do the review of your face. He can tell that. So this is Kirtan, 5 minutes straight. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And Prabhupada images and the whole culture, the Gaudiya Vaishnava culture that Maharaj gave us for us, and the preaching, this was a statue, this idol worship, and the whole argument, Krishna conscious argument given by person. Well, this is very powerful preaching, and I don't know words to, I'm speechless. I'm overwhelmed by all that is happening on Doordarshan. This media is the number 1 media in the world. This is the age of Kali. And Maharaj is entering with Abhay Sharam there. Bhaktivedanta Maharaj, Abhay Sharam is going to destroy and check the progress of the age of Kali. This is the beginning of a new era in preaching in India. And we also said that we did not want it as a celebration. Very fantastic. And now the kids want to watch the same video. Sahasrani is a statement from the Calcutta. So I'll try myself. When you're rushing out, the camera is steady.
Actually, Lokanath Maharaj is the centennial, the centennial coordinator and the spirit behind Srila Prabhupada Centennial Maha. And all the offerings that we are making to Srila Prabhupada on the centennial year are actually being offered through His Holiness Lokanath Maharaj. He, Srila Prabhupada Centennial, he.
Concerning drama. One time, there was a big festival in Vrindavan, and I had the opportunity to be there while Srila Prabhupada was watching one drama. The devotees were performing. It was in the courthouse of Krishna Balaram Mandir under the tree, and he was sitting on his rocking chair. The drama was very exciting, and as I was watching the drama, I couldn't help but keep looking at Srila Prabhupada to see what his reaction would be. And the whole time, through the whole drama, Srila Prabhupada had a huge smile on his face from ear to ear, and his eyebrows were wide, his eyes were sparkling, and he was enjoying the drama so much. I just could not hardly take my eyes off Srila Prabhupada at that time. And I kept thinking, these devotees, they are pleasing him so much. They're entertaining Srila Prabhupada, and by their entertainment, they're making him smile. And somehow or other, I thought, from very deep inside, I thought, I wish I could entertain Prabhupada like that. I wish I could make him smile like that. And as soon as I thought that, just like whenever we have a very deep desire in our heart, we may look up in the sky automatically towards the Lord. So at that time I looked up and I thought, I wish I could entertain Prabhupada and make him smile. And I realized I was just under the edge of the desire tree that was in the courtyard of Krishna Balaram Mandir in Vrindavan. So I thought, well, I was under the tree, just by the edge of it, and I thought, I wonder if it works. Because we all hear from the Shastra that Vrindavan and Mayapur and the holy dhams, they have desire tree, where you can, all your desires will be fulfilled. So I thought, I wonder if it works. Anyway, after that, some time had passed, several months had passed, and I was in Bombay, doing some service there in Bombay, and some devotees, they asked me if I would be in a drama for Janmashtami. Janmashtami celebrations were coming up. So I agreed and I got the part of Devaki. And at that time, while we were practicing the drama, Prabhupada had come to Bombay. And he asked to see the drama just before he left to go to the airport. As he was leaving Bombay, he wanted to see the drama. So we were all prepared to perform for Srila Prabhupada. And they prepared a stage with a big audience. And we did the drama. At the end of the drama, I looked around to see, where is Prabhupada? And he had left very quickly. So I followed the crowd out. I just spontaneously, at the end of the drama, got off the stage. Everyone ran to see Srila Prabhupada off. And as everyone knows, the devotees who have been with Srila Prabhupada moved very quickly and smoothly. So by the time I got outside, the car had already been gone. And we could just see the dust coming up from the car. They said, that's Srila Prabhupada's car, he's already gone. So I was feeling very much separation from Srila Prabhupada.
And tears came to my eyes, and I was thinking, this may be the last time I see Srila Prabhupada, because at that time he was not feeling so well, and he was leaving for Vrindavan. So I thought I must go to the airport to see him. So I somehow or other, some devotees, we went to the airport. And when I got there, I was waiting right on the curb. All the devotees had gone inside. And Srila Prabhupada's car pulled right up in front of us. Now at the time I still had the costume of Devaki and the makeup. And it was raining a bit, so it was all a little smeared and messed up. But somehow or other Srila Prabhupada got right out of the car. And he was like 2 feet in front of me. And he smiled, that big smile from ear to ear. Because he saw me like this in separation from him, waiting and praying to him. So I was saying, Jai Srila Prabhupada, Jai. And he was smiling. And he kept the smile for a very long time with his eyes bright and his eyebrows raised. And he was just very happy and smiling. So after he left, I paid my obeisances, got up. And after he left, I was thinking, I made Srila Prabhupada smile and I entertained him. So I thought the desire trees in Vrindavan, they work. So if any one of you get an opportunity to go to Vrindavan or Sri Mayapur Dham, you can say a prayer how you can serve Krishna, and that prayer will be fulfilled. So tonight, Srila Prabhupada is our desire tree, and we desire to entertain all of you and make you smile. So the pastime is about Krishna and Balaram, and the children of Mayapur Dham will now perform it. Hare Krishna, thank you very much.
भक्तिवेदांत श्रील प्रभुपाद कृष्ण और बलराम को देखकर हर वक्त मुस्कुराते रहते थे। जैसा कि आपने इनसे सुना, यह इनके जीवन की आप बीती घटना है और यह चाहते हैं जैसे श्रील प्रभुपाद उस नाटक को देखकर पूरे वक्त मुस्कुराते रहे, उनकी भौएं खुशी से, उनकी आंखों के एक्सप्रेशंस खुशी जाहिर कर रही थी ये, और इनका मूवमेंट ये चाहता है कि आज यहाँ उपस्थित सारे बच्चे जिनको अपने जीवन का निर्माण करना है, जीवन भर मुस्कुराते रहें और अच्छे अच्छे काम करते रहें, जैसा भगवान श्री कृष्ण ने किया था। इस नाटक का यही हार्द है।
So clearly here they're joking and laughter as they enter deep into the Vrindavan forest.
Krishna's our very best friend. Balaram's our very best friend. We are happy with them, loving them, wanting Krishna, Balaram's our very best friend. Krishna stays in our hearts. Balaram stays in our hearts. Our love and bliss starts, serving them is our part. Krishna, Balaram stays in our hearts. That was fun! That was really fun! Yay! I'll catch Krishna first. No, you won't. I'll be the first to touch Krishna. Look, Balaram! Krishna's dancing just like a peacock. Dear brother, you are dancing very nicely. I can do that. Watch me! Yeah. Let's dance Krishna's song. Yeah. I'm gonna dance. Yeah, Krishna's song. Hare the strongest of all the cowherd boys. So I will have to make a plan to take Balaram far, far away, so that Krishna will not be able to protect him from me. I shall assume the form of a cowherd boy. I'll be looking just like one of those innocent young boys. Since there are so many children, no one will even notice me when I enter into their playgroup. This Pralambasura is here to cause trouble for all my friends. I must take action to protect them. First, I will let him think that we accept him as one of us. My dear friend, we welcome you to come and play with us. It is very good that you have come to take part in our pastimes. Oh, brothers, listen, come. Now we shall all play a special game together in pairs. We shall challenge one another in pairs. The defeated team must carry the winners on their backs. Heavier and heavier on my back. I can hardly hold him up. I will assume my original demon form. How has this cowherd boy become such a disgusting demon? Of their wonderful pastimes, I feel that my dear sons are here with me now.
So, Srila Prabhupada gave us a wonderful process how to do this. Simply by serving to the readers of ours, to the Vaishnavas, simply by developing that service attitude, how we can increase, how we can increase our service attitude, increase help to devotees in their service, we don't have any charity around, we can disassist in the other, because after all, we're all one family, we're all one unit. We can just work together harmoniously, then we will see great future for this one. I feel that 1996 is just the starting point of this great work. In the next 2 years, you'll see this Krishna consciousness going to start to snowball. And if we also get on that snowball, then we'll also snowball, that consciousness snowball. And we'll become satisfied, happy, and excited, and we'll win our devotion service. This is all we can do. Mercy of Jehovah.
whether they're Russian or American or Chinese or Indian, they're all working together to fulfill the vision of Srila Prabhupada, which is the desire of Sri Centennial Maha Abhiseka. Many acharyas have come to the past, Srila Mahaprabhu himself and all his followers, and they all excelled in preaching Krishna consciousness.
So I'd like to introduce, his name is Akira Tara. Please come join me. It's also a wife. This epitaph is on Swami, also a wife. You should know. Who said that I'll live forever. My hopes, my followers will live with me.
प्रकर सद्मसु लक्षवृत्तिषु सूरभि अविपानयन्ता लक्ष्मी सहस्रशतसम्भ्रम सेव्यमना गोविन्दमदिपुरुषम् तमहं भुजम् गोविन्दमदिपुरुषम् लक्षवृत्तिषु सूरभि अविपालयन्ता लक्ष्मी सहस्रशतसम्भ्रम सेव्यमना गोविन्दमदिपुरुषम् तमहं भुजम् गोविन्दमदिपुरुषम् गोविन्दमदिपुरुषम्
So that magazine has been going on since 1966. By his inspiration, by the knowledge he's given, by his teaching, by his example.
ऐसा दुख? आप भी मुझे ही पुकारती हो? कहाँ वो मेवाड़ के सिरमौर? कहाँ ये गोकुल का माखन चोर?
ISKCON Calcutta's deities, Sri Sri Radha Govinda, and write down at their feet.
The turn of the century, and when he was a child, when he was a young householder, and he took us there actually, and he began to talk about how people used to work and relationships between householders and their servants, and how people used to cook and things. So there we were back in India with Prabhupada. And then he took us back farther to his early childhood, when he was playing with, not playing, but having the Rath Yatra and worshiping Radha Govinda. And then only Karanda and I were in the room. The Prabhupada looked at us very strongly and said, whatever I'm doing now, I was doing then. Do you understand? And of course we were at that point kind of speechless. And then Prabhupada said, never was there a time when I did not know Krishna. Do you understand? And he said it in such a way that it was clearly the case. So that was...
1990 সালে কলকাতায় আবির্ভূত হয়েছিলেন। In 1896, Srila Prabhupada was born in Calcutta. গৌরমোহনদের সন্তান হিসেবে তিনি অত্যন্ত আদর যত্নে লালিত পালিত হচ্ছিলেন। As a son of Gaur Mohan, he was born and brought up with so much love and care. 1898 সালে গৌরমোহন দে মহাত্মা গান্ধী রোডে বসবাস করার জন্য এসেছিলেন। In 1898, Gaur Mohan came and to live in Mahatma Gandhi Road and settled there. তিনি ছোটখাটো Chandralaya 155A, meaning house of where powerful moon lives in this area. যখন শ্রীল প্রভুপাদ 5 বছরের বয়সের বালক হলেন, তখন গৌরমোহন দে তাকে স্থানীয় মতিলাল সিং স্কুলে ভর্তি করে দেন। When he was 5 years old, Gaur Mohan put him in a school nearby. His name was Motilal Sil preschool. কৃষ্ণ ভাবনামৃতের অনুপ্রেরণা পান শ্রী শ্রী গৌরমোহন দের থেকে। Srila Prabhupada first received his spiritual education, that is Krishna consciousness, from his own father Gaur Mohan De. Gaur Mohan De প্রত্যেক দিন সকালবেলা শ্রীল প্রভুপাদকে হাতে ধরে নিয়ে আসতেন এই বিগ্রহের সামনে, এসে তিনি দর্শন করতেন এবং বিগ্রহের আশীর্বাদ তিনি কামনা করতেন। Gaur Mohan De used to visit every morning this temple and see Radha Govindaji along with his son holding, and seeing the deity, he used to ask for the blessing of the Lord and his eternal consort Srimati Radharani. স্কুল যাওয়ার আগে প্রত্যেক দিন বাবার সঙ্গে ছোট ছেলে যখন হাত ধরে রাশি শ্রী রাধা গোবিন্দের মূর্তি দর্শন করতেন, তখন সেই নয়নবিরাম রাধা গোবিন্দের মূর্তি দেখে তারা আনন্দে উৎফুল্ল হয়ে যেতেন। On way to school, Gaur Mohan used to take his son and bring him here before going to school here to have the blessing of Srimati Radharani and Govindaji, and had unlimited spiritual bliss. মাঝে মাঝে তিনি বাল্যের চপলতা হিসেবে মাঝে মাঝে তিনি মন্দিরের ঘণ্টা ধরে টানতেন এবং টেনে টেনে জয় রাধা গোবিন্দ জয় রাধা গোবিন্দ বলে উচ্চস্বরে তিনি নাচতেন। As a boyhood, as a boy, and having চপলতা কি হলো, as a childish nature. So he used to, in the temple, used to play the bell and chant and dance, glorifying Radha Govinda ji. Jai Radha Govinda.
আজও আমরা 100 বছর বাদে আমরা শ্রী রাধারবীন্দ্রের দর্শন করেছি। 100 বছর।
Still now, today, after more than 100 years, about 100 years later, we still can see the beautiful, attractive form of the Radha Govinda ji.
এই মন্দির অত্যন্ত পুণ্যভূমি।
This place is a very sacred place.
কারণ শ্রীল প্রভুপাদ তার কৃষ্ণ ভাবনামৃতে প্রথম অনুপ্রেরণা এখান থেকে তিনি অর্জন করেছিলেন।
Because Prabhupada got his first inspiration of Krishna consciousness and teaching from this very temple and the deity Radha Govinda ji.
Tamaham bhajam adi purusham Govindam adi purusham Tamaham bhajam adi purusham
এখন শ্রীল প্রভুপাদ প্রথম কলকাতায় ফিরে আবার রথযাত্রা শুরু করলেন তার বিদেশি শিষ্যদের নিয়ে। সেই 1972 সালে কলকাতায় এক আলোড়ন সৃষ্টি হলো। সারা বিশ্বের পৃথিবীর লোক রথযাত্রা উপলক্ষে এসছে শ্রীল প্রভুপাদের সাথে, এবং প্রথম রথযাত্রা 72 সালে এই রাধা গোবিন্দ মন্দিরেই উদযাপিত হয়েছিল।
So Prabhupada again started Rath Yatra in his old age in 1972, started in Calcutta, and the devotees from all parts of the world came with him. When the Rath Yatra started, he brought the Rath here, and the people from all parts of the world also came here. And this way he created a big sensation in the whole city of Calcutta.
জি এই বাড়িতে তিনি থাকতেন।
Prabhupada used to live in this house, this one.
Just move it.
Yeah. This house name is Tejo Chandralaya 155A, meaning house where powerful moon lives.
প্রত্যেক দিন ওনার বাবা গৌরমোহন দেয়ের সঙ্গে মন্দির দর্শন করতে যেতেন।
Every day, Prabhupada with his father used to go to that temple of Radha Govinda ji to have the blessing of Radharani and Govinda.
So Prabhupada's house is down in that direction, not far from Matilal school, and he would come here to worship at Radha Govinda Mandir.
যেটা আমরা দেখছি ওটা মতিলাল সিল স্কুলে, মতিলাল সিলে। তো এই মতিলাল সিল এখানে তিনি যখন ছিলেন তিনি নিজে হাতে এই স্কুলের সমস্ত কিছু দেখাশোনা করতেন এবং পরিচালনা করতেন।
ভক্তিবেদান্ত স্বামী প্রভুপাদ তিনি ছেলেবেলায় এই স্থানে অঞ্চলে ছিলেন এবং এই স্কুলেই পড়তেন।
So Swami talks to the school children in the same school where Srila Prabhupada resided in his early years.
সমস্ত বড় বড় নগর শহর গ্রামে সকলে এখন হরিনাম করছে, বৈষ্ণব হচ্ছে, প্রভুপাদের বৈদিক করছে এবং রথযাত্রা করছে, যা স্মৃতি আমাদের এখানে আসছে। আপনারা একদিন হয়তো এইভাবে ওই একটা বিরাট মহাপুরুষের জীবনী যারা নাম শুনে সেখানে পড়ে সেই একই ঘরে বসে আপনার অনুপ্রাণিত হতে পারেন। দাদা আপনার জীবন ধন্য।
ইসকনের প্রতিষ্ঠাতা, হ্যাঁ, তো ইসকন দেখেছো, মায়াপুর দেখেছো, যা আমাদের কাছে আমন্ত্রণ জানাচ্ছি যে সকলে মিলে তোমরা একবার প্রভুপাদের যে কীর্তি, শ্রেষ্ঠ কীর্তি মায়াপুর, সেখানে তোমরা এসো। প্রত্যেক দিন আসা যাওয়া করতেন এবং তখন আজ থেকে প্রায় 100 বছর আগে এই রাস্তায় এত ভিড় ছিল না, এত গাড়ি ছিল না, তখন রাস্তা ফাঁকা ছিল। মহাত্মা গান্ধী রোড থেকে তিনি এই স্কুলে প্রত্যেক দিন আসতেন।
নাকি কলতলা? কলতলা।
So Prabhupada was at Matilal school from 1902. From 1902.
1902 to.
And he was 5 years old.
Yeah, 1902 to 10, that means 12. Yeah. 1912.
To 1912. Oh, 10 years. 10 years.
একই স্কুল থেকে 10 বছর পড়েছে।
10 years. So from the time he was 6 until he was 16. Very influential period of his life. This is now the nursing home.
Nursing home.
And
Nursing home.
this taxi driver who
The
was
taxi
taking-
driver took Prabhupada in a taxi and he brought him. He brought him here, and he still remember. And by Krishna's arrangement, we also today he is giving us ride. It happened to be.
Just by, and this is also the first temple.
This is also the first temple of ISKCON in India.
And it is 1972.
In 1970.
1970?
It is here.
Yeah.
Temple.
So they're telling Bengali or in English?
We're speaking in English right now, but then...
This is the house.
Yeah.
Not that is the house.
Yeah.
This house.
This one
gate.
here. Yeah.
This gate.
Yeah.
It was in 1970, September.
And this man who is our taxi driver, you can say in Bengali, please.
আপনি বাংলায় বলুন।
1972 সালে
70 সেপ্টেম্বর সাল।
ওই রকমই আমার
70 সালে সেপ্টেম্বর মাসে।
হ্যাঁ এরকম ওই ইয়ার্সে আমি উনাকে এইখানটায় নিয়ে আসছি। তখন এই বাড়িটা হয়নি।
He has been as a taxi driver for many years in Calcutta.
That time we have no car.
তখন বাড়িটা কমপ্লিট হয়নি, এখানেই মানে ওনারা প্রথম আসেন।
First, yeah.
You take the...
So 37-1B.
Yeah.
37-1.
The original temple in Calcutta.
Yeah.
First temple.
3 months Prabhupada was here.
Prabhupada stayed 3
He
months.
was 3 months here, and from here we have started ISKCON temple, and this is, we can say, the first temple in Calcutta where we started Lord Chaitanya's movement, and Prabhupada brought all his disciples like Kamal Krishna Maharaj, Jayapataka Maharaj, Achyutananda Swami, and Hangshadut, like that.
Yeah. Prabhupada himself chose this particular site.
This site is right opposite number 4 Albert Road, and it'll be the site of the Temple of the Future. So Prabhupada then went to Albert Road and established years later the fabulous temple of Sri Radha Govinda.
It is right across the road from the temple, the veranda of the temple, to Sri Sri Radha Govinda, the ISKCON Albert Road Hare Krishna Temple.
And the worship of Srila Prabhupada is going on. This is Guru Puja for His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. This is Mr. Chatterjee at where Prabhupada used to live before he went to Vrindavan in 1958. An interview with him.
Did he run a medical supply from here?
Some business was there. He had some business. I don't know what business he was to do. Disturbing elements.
Adibodic miseries.
Yes. And this doctor. So, I don't know what business he used to do. He left his house.
And he went to America, you said?
I heard he went to America. Become, he was religious type of man and this thing, I heard. One of our relative friends was in Germany. He came to Calcutta along with the magazine, with a photograph of Abhay Charan Day.
Yes.
His original name is Abhay Charan Day.
Yes.
AC Day.
AC Day. Yes.
Abhay Charan Day. He was the man who became the founder of ISKCON.
Yes. Yes. And
I know he was retired. Prabhupada.
He died in 1977. But he left here 54, then he went, he took sannyas, he went to Radha Damodar in Vrindavan.
Yes.
And then in 1965 he went to New York.
Yes.
He went to America. So that period. So he sold the family. He sold up this house, and you purchased this house. Then.
No. He was not the owner of the house.
Oh, he was not.
He was the tenant of the house.
He was just a tenant.
Yes, he was tenant here. Landlord is some Datto. Is from other side. He's also still.
On the laneway here, it goes down to. Is that the Ganga there?
Yes.
Ah. So it's a nice residence here.
Yes. He used to live here.
Was upstairs and downstairs you have here, or just one?
No, he used to stay whole building.
The whole building he has. So maybe he.
So when he left, the landlord, he tenanted many people, you know.
Yeah, many people.
He came here in ground floor for somebody, second floor somebody.
So I can introduce you properly. Can you introduce yourself? What is your good name?
My name is Chatterjee. Chatterjee.
And Mr. Chatterjee, what do you do? Are you into, I see physics books, biology books here?
My son.
Oh, your son is studying. And yourself, do you run also a business here?
No.
No?
I used to work at sea. You know? I was sailor.
A sailor?
I was sailor. I retired now.
Right. So now they're completely retired. And your main pursuit?
I'm doing something. I do the agency of LIC, MTI, all this. I'm agent of LIC.
Yeah. And do you ever feel that you're walking in the footsteps of such a famous personality, spiritual personality?
Yes, sure. If I heard that.
Practice this religion or that religion. We say, just try to go back to home, back to Godhead. That is our philosophy. Sabai pumsam paro dharma jato bhakti rado khaji ahoitu ki apratihata jaya jena atma sum prasidati. If you want really happiness, then you follow such principles by which you can develop your love for God. See, it does not mean if you can do it in Christianity, that's all right. If you can do it by Mohammedan religion, that's all right. But the aim should be to go back to home, back to God. That is our duty.
घोड़ाप है न भोजी न मैन घोड़ाप है न भोजी न मैन हे मनोतन धन हेलाए हराइन हमी धना हेलाए हराइन घोड़ाप है न भोजी मैन घोड़ाप है न भोज Founder-Acharya कैन आस विनाशा Founder-Acharya कैन असो विलासा